Hey guys, Aaron CybertronVGC here, and today we are playing some more games on Pokemon Showdown. I actually built a brand new team that I wanted to try out, so let me know if you want to see teams being iterated for more than one episode. I think, obviously I won't be able to just feature a brand new team every day, but I wanted to try out Regieleki today, so I spent some time building a brand new team. So if you want to see more games with the Moltres team or more games with this team, let me know in the comments below. I doubt I'll have a brand new team ready for tomorrow anyway, so we'll maybe do a mix of both teams. But yeah, in the last episode we tried out Glastrier and Moltres, and today we are trying out Regieleki, one of the brand new legendaries from the DLC. I've been toying around with Regieleki a bunch today, and at first I was using just like a pure offensive set, and I found that I actually really like the dual screen set. The reason behind that is because it works really well in the early game where you set up screens and then you come out with Regieleki in the late game and can sweep potentially with rising voltage. So Tapu Koko is kind of a natural partner here with it, obviously, to set up the electric terrain. Got Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Dazzle, and Protect. Running Focus Sash on it because I have Koba Berry on the Whimsicott. I think you could definitely put maybe Koba here, or sorry, Sash on the Whimsicott. But the main reason is because, Life Orb is normally on Koko, and I have Life Orb on Landorus right now, so I'm also opting for a Sword Stance Landorus set. So the idea is to go for like Helping Hand with Whimsicott and Max Quake and Max Rock Falls, or just Sword Stance up with screen support from Regieleki and sweep through. To round out the team, the AV Metagross that we were using from the Glastrier and Moltres team has made its way back, and Weakness Policy Metagross is actually, Glastrier has also made its way back. I wanted to see how good Glastrier could be outside of Trick Room, and I think on this team it makes a lot of sense, because if you look at Regieleki, Koko, Whimsicott, Landorus, these are all really fast Pokemon that often will make an opponent want to set up Trick Room, but Glastrier's potential is basically coming out in Trick Room and just sweeping through. If you add screen support to the mix, then it's really, really difficult to knock this Pokemon out, and basically you are relying on stalling out its Dynamax, or basically playing around it until its Dynamax is over. So, yeah. I think Regieleki is a really interesting Pokemon. It's super fast, so you don't even need to invest anything into speed. It's outspeed pretty much the entire metagame, pre-Choice Scarf or pre-Tailwind, and yeah, I think it definitely has a lot of potential, and a lot of people are trying it out right now as well, so I wanted to give you guys my take on it. So, let's just get started with this episode. As always, if you enjoy, please share support by leaving a like, and thank you as always for watching. You can learn more details about this team, by the way, in the description below. There's a paste, so feel free to copy and paste it, try it out yourselves, and let's get started. Alright, pretty bulky team here for the most part. No Trick Room, although the Pokemon are kind of like mid-tier speed. Regieleki could be really good. Part of what I want to try in this game is maybe Swords Dance Landorus, but I think Regieleki for early screens is potentially worth it. So I like the idea of Regieleki. I could see Rillaboom Landorus, Rillaboom Feeny, Rillaboom Raikou all being possible leads. So I don't really want to lead Whimsicott, because I don't think that does much. I like Regieleki Metagross, I think, with Lando and Koko in the back. I could bring Whimsicott over Koko, I guess, but this also means I can do a lot of damage with Rising Voltage early on. I might go Whimsicott, because I think speed control here might be pretty valuable. And I also have to question if my opponent really brings in Tapu Fini into this team, so yeah. Okay, they go Metagross and Rillaboom. So obviously Fake Out here is possible. Fake Out's possible. Maybe they just Fake Out Steel Spike into Regieleki. Which is a shame. It means I don't get the Reflect up. I could switch out here. Honestly, I'm leaning towards that. So then I can Reflect up later on in the game. The question is, this probably has Ice Punch, which means it deals with Landorus really, really well. If I'm my opponent, I think... Oh, actually, I guess you can't Fake Out Steel Spike, right? That doesn't KO. Yeah, maybe it's okay to go into Whimsicott here then. And I don't want to Dynamax turn 1, because I kind of want to stall out my Dynamax here. Okay, so Metagross maxes as expected. Yep, there's Fake Out. Okay, and they Quake into that. Nice, yeah. Spadef Boost doesn't really hurt us too much here. We get a nice punch off against Rillaboom. Good. Okay, if I'm my opponent, I think you probably Steel Spike now into Whimsicott. Maybe I want Babiri on the Whimsicott then. Tailwind Ice Punch is pretty safe here, though. So I'm going to go for that, I think. You could switch out here, yeah, into Feeny, but that's fine. Getting Tailwind up is the big thing here, and we stall another turn of Dynamax, which is good. Yeah, they go for Steel Spike. So now I think we go out into the Regieleki, and I set up Reflect this turn. The only problem is that, like, it's gonna probably... I guess you might Max Quake here. Ooh, actually, I can manually set up the terrain, which means Rising Voltage does a lot. I actually really like that option. Although maybe Max Quake just one-shots the Regieleki anyway. Ah, they switch out into Feeny. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, so I don't get the Lightning off. I can Hailstorm that slot, though. And they're going to actually Quake Metagross. Okay, so maybe that's not too bad then for us. Because I have Reflect, I have Hailstorm. I wouldn't be surprised to see this switch out again, but I think we can just Volt Switch and Hailstorm the slot. I mean, I have Steel Spike. I wonder if that one-shots. I don't want to target Metagross right now, though, right? Like, it doesn't... That was a really good switch by my opponent, though. I mean, I think they were baiting out the Electric-type attack from Regieleki, but... I did not want to activate a Policy there. That's the tricky thing around playing against Metagross. Like, you don't want to activate a Policy, so at least I stalled out their Dynamax, but I wasted my first turn of Max, and they have a bunch of boosts. So, yeah, it is going to be the switch into Feeny. They Protect, though, which is good. So... Oh! I did not think that would one-shot, I'm going to be honest. Okay. This is really interesting, because I can't set myself... I mean, I guess it has +2 Spadef, so like Rising Voltage would do a bunch. They bring out the Rillaboom. You probably have Ice Punch here, I would think. I can Steel Spike into Rillaboom relatively freely. I think I like going out into Regieleki here and Steel Spiking. You should Fake Out. Yeah. We get a defense boost now, and we pick up the knockout, so now we're both +1 defense. Yeah, they have Ice Punch. Doesn't do very much at all. Good. Heal back from terrain. We need to... I guess they just reset Grassy Terrain, which isn't great, is it? But I have Reflect up, and I've got Ice Punch. So here... I don't want to Volt Switch. The thing is, well, I could Volt Switch into Lando. I could actually Hard Switch into Landorus, but they could read that and Ice Punch that slot. And I don't want that. It's crazy because, like, Metagross could 3v1 my team right now. Like, I want to Ice Punch into the opposing Landorus. I think I'm going to make the read because I feel like you're always going to Ice Punch Regieleki seems really obvious here. I had the defense boost. Actually, and terrain is up. Yeah, hold on. I think because of all that, we can actually just Rising Voltage and Ice Punch. Okay, they don't Protect either. That's pretty good damage, all things considered. They're just going for Rock Slide. If we don't flinch here, I think we win. Stomping, we survive. And we get the Ice Punch off. Nice. Okay, so I think that should be game. Sweet. Nice. So once again, you can see, like, how Regieleki becomes... Regieleki, sorry. If I'm mispronouncing it. It can become a late game monster, right? Like, we set up our screens, we played around their Dynamax, and went from there. So I am just going to Rising Voltage now and Stomping Tantrum because that Earthquake should be able to pick up the knockout. Nice. Well, it looks like Stomping just KOs? Nice. Okay. I actually wasn't expecting that with the defense boost. But you can see how good Screens was here, right? And Regieleki being able to knock out Feeny with the Volt Switch is nuts. So this Pokemon just does a lot of damage. It doesn't rely on terrain necessarily. And Metagross was really good in the beginning for us here in this game. So yeah, that was a solid Regieleki demonstration. Set up screens and potentially put in work in the late game. Okay. Actually, I think I just played against this player while practicing, and they led Landorus Arcanine to Will-O-Wisp my Swords Dance Landorus, which was not very fun. So I think I'm going to want to watch out for that. Whimsicott Metagross is a possible lead here, because I could just Tailwind turn 1. I also like the idea of maybe Regieleki just to set up screens. Could go Regieleki Metagross. Or just Whimsicott. I think maybe Whimsicott Metagross is okay here. Who do I want in the back? Koko, Regieleki. I feel like Landorus needs to come out here, actually. And maybe Reggie in the back, because I could pivot out into it. Okay, they go Tornadus and Landorus. So obviously they could just Tailwind Max Quake turn 1, but we have the switch into Landorus. And we have Regieleki. I don't mind matching a Tailwind here and switching out into Lando. I think that's fine. This is a relatively obvious switch. I could also, like, Tailwind Hailstorm. I actually don't think they died. I think if anything, I think Landorus pivots out with U-turn. But if I get my Landorus in for free, I can Swords Dance. So I think it's fine. We got Regieleki in the back. And with that, we can maybe set up screens in the late game. It also beats Tornadus in the 1v1 super hard. Okay, so we switch out first. I'm expecting U-turn, but a Dynamax would be sick. Yeah, they're not going to max. We just match Tailwinds, that's fine. Yeah, they U-turn. I could have stayed in. Ice Punched here. They go into Metagross. I have Encore. I would think you Hailstorm, but maybe you could Steel Spike here as well. I have Helping Hand. Hold on, I actually don't know how much this does. Actually, I think this probably just switches out into Landorus. Never mind. As you maybe Ice Punch. Or Steel Spike Whimsicott. Steel Spike Whimsicott makes more sense, actually, because I think you predict... Although my opponent saw that I have Swords Dance last time he played. I could double switch here. Actually, I like double switching here, because I think they switch too. Yep. So now I can reflect with Regieleki. Yeah, they Steel Spike. Okay. Yeah, so we can reflect here. That's really safe. Lando probably pivots back out with the U-turn. But I think I do Dynamax now with this. And I'm going to Steel Spike into Landorus. Okay, they go into Raichu. That's fine. Which means they don't have any Steel Resists afterwards. They're going to Steel Spike again, and we survive. Very nice. That's huge. Although, we don't do that much there. Hailstorm into that slot's pretty safe, though, I think. They're probably just going to go for a third Steel Spike into Regieleki. Question is whether I really want to give up either of these. We probably should just sack here, to be honest. They could obviously Fake Out here as well. I really don't want either of these to take damage, honestly. So I think we do give up Regieleki here. Light Screen. And I don't think they switch out Raichu here. They Nuzzle. Okay, that's not great. And Hailstorm. Okay. Well, we don't get full paired, which is good, so we get the KO there. Yeah, they Hailstorm to cover a switch into Landorus, which was really smart. Dynamax is over. We have one more turn of Dynamax. We have Tailwind with Whimsicott, but so did they. I've got EQ Landorus against this in the end game. But they have Intimidate still, which is a problem. I got Reflect up, though. But if I bring in Landorus, they can just Tailwind Ice Punch, right? So I have to Whimsicott here, I think. We just trade Tailwinds, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Tailwind Steel Spike, I think. They probably win this, though. I think their Metagross just beats us. Yeah, we don't survive the Iron Head there. Maybe... we get parried. Okay, that will probably be game then, I think. Unfortunately. Because Ice Punch should KO us. Is there any out here? It might be Rock Slide Flinch, honestly, into Earthquake Crit. That Flinch, like, I mean, if we don't get that Flinch, at least I knock out the Tornadus, but I think my opponent played better than I did in this game anyway. So what went wrong? We just didn't have much damage against the opposing Metagross, I guess, was the problem. Okay, Rock Slide does almost pick up the KO there. And we get the Flinch. Wait, Stomping does so much there? Hold on. I think EQ KOs here. Can I just EQ Ice Punch? That's what I'm going for. Stomping did a lot more than I expected. I didn't think it would do 44%. But we had to go for the flinch there, I think. Oh, they Rock Slide. I think EQ just KOs. Well, it's not going to, but there's Metagross is going to knock out both, and I think Hail just KOs this. So we're actually going to eke out a win. I mean, that's why Rock Slide's like the best move in the game, right? But my opponent definitely, I think, played this game better than I did. I needed to play around their Metagross better. And I think it maybe starts off with the lead. Like, I needed to stall out their Dynamax, but their Dynamax put on so much pressure against us. So, yeah. If we don't get that Rock Slide flinch, obviously they just win because they just Ice Punch KO the Landorus. I'm assuming that KO's even through Reflect. I might want to consider running Babiri Whimsicott or putting more bulk on it, because I don't know if I really... No, I need the speed investment to outspeed Tornadus, I think. Because if not, Tornadus can taunt me before I Tailwind. Alright, this is definitely another Regieleki game. Screen's pressure is so good here. Regieleki... So I played for an hour before recording this to get some practice in. I actually think I played this opponent as well. And in that one, Glastrier was able to put in a lot of work, but I don't think I'll be able to do the same strategy again. That being said, Regieleki is great here. I like Regieleki Landorus. Glastrier. What did I bring in the back in the last time I played? I don't remember. I think it was either Koko or Metagross. Meta's pretty good here, but Koko sets up terrain. Yeah, the terrain is just so valuable here. Okay, so we go Regieleki Landorus. It's going to be Kartana, Porygon. So it's a pretty free Reflect turn 1. Or Ice. I could Ice. Sorry. The thing is, like, I could just switch out into Glastrier outright here. They could read into that, double up into it, which I guess could be kind of bad. Reflect. I don't have U-turn here. If I did, I'd go for it. I could also Dynamax outright, or even Swords Dance. The other consideration is Light Screen. Light Screen Swords Dance, turn 1. I kind of like Swords Dancing here. I don't want to switch out into Glastrier because I think that's our win con. So yeah, I'm going to Light Screen Swords Dance. Okay, Leaf Blade into Regieleki. Nice. Get this SD off. Trick Room comes out. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I think you probably want to just Ice Beam Landorus. Probably Leaf Blade again. That wasn't great. I could have just gotten Glastrier in for free. I think, yeah, last time we played, this was basically a turn 1 played out, and I expected it to go a little bit differently this time, but last, that was not the case. Dynamax Metagross is a big threat in the back, right? I wonder if I survive Ice Beam with the download in the light screen. Probably not, actually. You probably just Leaf Blade into Regieleki. I think we switch, because I have to Dynamax Glastrier. I hate the idea of double switching here, but it might have to be it. Because we need Glastrier to dominate under Trick Room. So that was a waste of a Swords Dance. Swords Dance covers the option of them not going for... Okay, they just Leaf Blade. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, now I can just Dynamax Glastrier, Knuckle into Kartana, Volt Switch into P2. That's fine. Yeah, we could see Kartana maybe switch here, actually, so because of that, maybe I want to double up into that slot. Yeah, this covers a switch. Nothing on this team can take a Knuckle and a Volt Switch. Okay, they don't switch. We get the Knuckle off. Does that one shot? It does not, unfortunately, but that's okay. T-Bolt doesn't do that much. Leaf Blade does not KO us, which is good. Get the Volt Switch out. Wow. Okay, so that's obviously AV, as it's able to survive that. That's impressive. Huh. Let's go out into... I don't have Protect on either, which is the problem here, right? But what I can do is Max Quake, I guess. Yeah, let's go out into Regieleki then. I'm just going to go for another Knuckle here into Kartana. And a Rising Voltage into Porygon. Yeah, because I don't think you KO with Light Screen. So that's pretty safe. That gives me one more turn of Glastrier under Trick Room, and then that sets the Regieleki late game win con up, I think. Okay, so we're at 2.5 attack now. Ice Beam, we survive, nice. And Rising Voltage should do... Oh my goodness. That's what I mean when I say this Pokemon can do so much damage. Okay, Metagross comes out. I think here you just Max Quake. And I could see this going for a recover. If it doesn't recover, then Koko can just knock it out with a Thunderbolt. The only thing is I want to conserve this. I don't... Do you Ice Beam here? I could also Max Knuckle Porygon, but no, I like Max Quaking here, I think. And Rising Voltage. Okay, no Max Guard. Nice. That was a crit. That might have mattered, actually. I do need to do that calculator. Yeah, and he goes for Recover, too. Perfect. Okay, so that should be game. Nice. So this game highlights what Regieleki can do so well, which is just stay on the field for a long time and actually, like, I get 8 turns of screens, which is already wild. And that's like, you know, of course you can run Light Clay Grimmsnarl, but, like, what is Light Clay Grimmsnarl really going to do, right? Damage-wise, Regieleki just did 70% to a Porygon. Like, how many Pokemon in the metagame can do that to a Porygon, right? So, yeah, that is why you run Regieleki. I played the early game kind of sloppy. Like, I didn't think he would Trick Room immediately, because, yeah, if the Glastrier just comes in, then turn 2 is looking kind of rough. But I think Glastrier has a really good matchup against this entire team comp. So the crit definitely was a big deal, though. And I do want to do that calc after we're done here. Okay, so we just got into a new game. I'm going to run the calc after this battle is over. Moltres stuff means I think it's going to be Whimsicott Landorus, because I can just Helping Hand Max Rockfall and one-shot Moltres, which is really, really sweet. In the back... Yeah, I think... I do want to... I want to know if that crit mattered or not. Metagross's defense is good, but we were at, what, +3 attack? Which is really strong. Base 145. I would think we'd one-shot there, but I want to confirm that, because I don't know my Glastrier calc super well yet. Whimsicott Lando... Meta's not bad, but honestly, I kind of want to just go Regieleki, Tapu, Koko. Like, there's no good terrain control here. It's Suicune Kartana. That's not great. I was hoping to see the Moltres here. I mean, I guess it's also not awful. Like, I do get an Intimidate. If Suicune doesn't Dynamax, like, I could just Helping Hand Dynamax Max Quake, and I'm kind of gunning for that right now. Okay, they don't Dynamax. I think this one-shots, but maybe I'm wrong. Nice, we survived Smart Strike. Oh, wow. They're Scarfed? That must be Scarf, right? Wait, actually... Oh, no, they're just max speed. I'm admin, not Jolly. I did not expect that. They bring out Comfy, though. Which means I can't Tailwind, because you can Draining Kiss us. Which I guess isn't great. I could switch out. Oh, but I have Helping Hand Prio. Yeah, maybe we just Helping Hand here, max Airstream, so then we outspeed Kartana. Do you one-shot us here? Because if not, I think we win. It's max Overgrowth. Yeah, they don't one-shot us. Nice. This one-shots? Yeah? Oh, but I faint from Life Orb. Ah. This was a fast-paced game. You're probably AV, right? If you're not AV, then I could just double Electric type attack here, but you're probably AV. I can Reflect, but I think there's not much point in trying to survive. We should just go for the KO, so just Rising Voltage T-Bolt. Oh, they're not AV! Okay. But that means they max guard, and they have Stomping Tantrum. Well, another Stomping will KO us. I still have to Rising Voltage, but maybe I don't have the T-Bolt, I can Dazzle instead. Because I have to try to 3-hit KO. This thing is probably AV though, so I think we probably still lose here, but yeah, I think we just go for Rising Voltage Dazzle here. They try to go for another max guard, okay. Yeah, Rising Voltage itself almost just KOs. That's not enough damage. I don't even think 2 Dazzles KOs, so we might need a crit. Did I speak it into existence? Actually, I don't even think, like, that the one earlier did 20 to 22. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to survive. Oh, so close. That was a fun one. I actually didn't realize Suicune could outspeed Landorus, so that was the problem, because if we just one-shot Suicune before it moves, that's good. I think Tailwind probably would have been a little bit more valuable here. Obviously it was really close, but we needed some luck to get out of it anyway. So if I were to replay this, I'd just play a little bit more cautiously. I think leading... I was just expecting Comfy and Moltres, but to be honest, the Electric types also scare away Moltres. So I think I should have just led... should have led Regieleki here. If I lead Regieleki in this one, then I can set up screens, and then Landorus under Trick Room looks really... Or sorry, not under Trick Room. We're going up against Trick Room right now. Landorus just looks really good there. Okay, so we're going up against Trick Room. This is where Glastrier comes in big, so I think it's got to be Regieleki to set up screens early. I wish I could, like, SD with this thing. That'd be cool. But I don't mind setting up screens and then Volt switching out into Glastrier. I like Regieleki Metagross, because that walls the Hat and Needy, Glastrier, and Orlando, I think, for Intimidate here. This isn't a great matchup. The hard Trick Room I don't think is super ideal for us. Okay, they go Stack Attacka, Stack Attacka Indeedee, which is fine. I think it's just going to be a Reflect turn 1 into a Stomping Tantrum. You probably follow me, but that's also okay. Yeah, Trick Room goes up. The thing is, now I can pivot on into Landorus, right? I actually could Dynamax Metagross. Like, Max Metagross is pretty good into this now that I look at the comp. So, like, I could go into Landorus, Dynamax, and just Steel Spike. I kind of like that, actually. Does stack attack on max? No, it doesn't. Okay, they just go for follow me. Rock slide, okay, that's fine. We don't take much there. And we pick up the knockout and get a defense boost. And my opponent's team is very physically oriented, but I've also got the AV, which is why AV Metagross is just such a beast. So Glastrier comes out. That's not super surprising. And I'm going to need to swap out for Intimidate right now, I think. I don't want to activate a policy, but I guess they could self-proc a policy, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go out in my Glastrier here. I might just Steel Spike. Yeah, I think I might just go for it, because I have further Intimidate support. That's going to Dynamax, yep. You just body presses. Okay, well, that did, like, negative damage, and Max Quake, that does nothing. So, like, even if I activate a policy here, I get the defense boost. That does 50%, so another one will KO. It is policied, but I can just... I could even just click Close Combat here, honestly. But I don't mind going out into Landorus and going for another... Oh, I guess they could Max Guard here now. That's the problem, right? Maybe I read into Max Guard then. Like, Max Quake only did 20% there. They have policy, but I have... Like, you're not even going to KO us here, right? I like the idea of doubling up on a stack attacker here. So I'm going to high horsepower and Steel Spike it, I think. Because if I'm them, I'm Max Guarding here to stall out my Dynamax. But they actually body press us, which procs our policy now. Okay. We don't win the speed tie, but they don't double up on Glastrier, so I think this should just be GG. Shuka, so we don't KO. Okay. But after that, we pick up the knockout. Obviously, I could have KO'd Glastrier there, but I was reading into a Protect. I'm min speed, so if we win a speed tie, we also just win. But I think it's over because I have Lando, Regieleki in the back. So I can just close combat and Ice Punch. That feels fine. Okay, Dracozolt protects. And they win the speed tie. But that does nothing. Yeah, you can see how good the Reflect is here for us. Nice. Reflect is the game changer in this matchup, right? Because like we just survive a lot more easily. So I think Dusclops and Hat, honestly, I was more worried about. But it's hard to justify bringing Hatterene into a matchup against Metagross. So you can just Ice Core Crash, Ice Punch. We've got Lando in the back. Ice Punch alone almost KOs. They missed Dragon Claw, unfortunately. But obviously with Landorus in the back, this was pretty much a wrap. So, yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, let's play one or two more, and then I want to do the calc on a +2 Max Quake into... Or sorry, +3 Max Quake into Metagross, because I don't know that from Glastrier. Registeel, okay. That's cool. I think this is... I love leading Regieleki. There is dual Fake Out here, which is like slightly more concerning. Comfy and the... Actually, I think we might lead Metagross here. I kind of like the idea of Whimsicott Metagross, honestly, with Regieleki Koko in the back. Lando is just, like, decent here for Intimidate, but I guess it's not really doing that much. It just helps against Rillaboom a bit, but you know what? We don't get to play with double terrain too much. I mean, it's our first time using Regieleki, so let's see if it's appropriate here. They have Rillaboom and Dragonite, so normally I would think maybe Fake Out Airstream. I do have the Koba here, though. If you're multi-scale, I can Dynamax Hailstorm to get the Hail up. With Koba, I would think we survive an Airstream. I might just try to knock out Rillaboom, because then that gives me terrain control for the remainder of the game. So, I'm down a Helping Hand Airstream here. Okay, Dragonite maxes, that's fine. As expected. Should be Fake Out into Whimsicott. Oh, it's not. Max Quake. Oh, U-turn. Wow, nice play. Okay. Is that bad for us, though? I don't really think so. That's a great switch-in, though. And it's Grassy Seed. Oh my goodness. I don't regret how I played that, but my opponent just played better there. Like, I don't think that was a bad play, but that was a really cool play from my opponent's end. Surprised not to see the Fake Out there, honestly. But I can Hailstorm into Dragonite and Tailwind right now, so it's not awful. But the thing is, if we knocked out... See, the reason why I went for the play I did is because even though it didn't work out for us, we're still not in an awful shape. Okay, nice. We just one-shot there. Huge. Yeah. It's Iron Defense. But I have Encore, right? So I can just Encore this thing now. And then we just play towards the Koko Regieleki Wincon in the late game. Interesting. So this is replaced Ferrothorn. Okay, Rillaboom comes back out. I mean, I think Hailstorm just one-shots here. I'm just going to Encore Hailstorm. They've already seen my Helping Hand. I don't even know if you have a Steel type attack. Ah, nice switch. However, now you're locked, right, into Iron Defense. And I have another turn of Dynamax to... Oh, no, I don't. I don't have another turn of Dynamax to work with. But that's okay. I just need to get terrain control, because then we should win with Rising Voltage in the back, right? I think Helping Hand Stomping KOs here. I'm just going to go for it, even though Fake Out into Metagross is likely. Like, I can just go for the subsequent turn. This thing is not a concern to me right now. Oh, that doesn't KO. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. Will-O-Wisp Metagross. Okay. Oh wait, they only have one more turn of Encore, right? I mean, if we knock out Incineroar, we win the Terrain War, and then we should win with Regieleki and Tapu Koko. So I'm just gonna Stomping and Moonblast here, I think. They might switch out an Rillaboom, but then you take damage on the switch in. Okay, yeah, we should pick up the KO there. Okay, we win the Terrain War, which means Regieleki should be able to just come out and click, yeah. I'm glad I brought both, actually, now, because if not, we probably lose to this alone, which is actually really scary. Their Encore ended, so now with Rillaboom, you have to Fake Out into Whimsicott, I think. Yeah. Probably Body Press into Metagross. Fake Out into Whimsicott, Body Press into Metagross. I could Helping Hand Ice Punch. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yep. Pretty decent damage. Yeah, there's the Body Press. I guess my only concern is if Terrain boosted Rising Voltage doesn't one-shot Registeel. Which maybe it doesn't. So, like, I could have switched out the Whimsicott there. That might have been better to get Regieleki and Koko next to each other. Because now what I'm leaning towards is bringing out the... Oh, I can Encore this thing, though. Yeah. Okay. So because we have Encore, actually, we can just Thunderbolt Registeel and Encore the Rillaboom. And that should be GG. Yeah. I really like Encore Whimsicott. A lot of people, like, basically just forget that this thing gets Encore, and I think it's really good in this metagame where you have a lot of support-oriented sets. Okay. And... I didn't think about Steel Roller! Wait. Oh, no. That might win them the game. Oh, I didn't... I just literally, like, haven't seen that move. Oh, that was so sick. I think if we just brought Regieleki and went Rising Voltage... what I should have done this game was just switched out Whimsicott. Like, I threw this, actually. I didn't think about Steel Roller. Like, I thought it would be super safe here. Mainly because that just was not an option I was even considering. No way. Okay. Well, it's still possible to win. Let's see how much we do with our attacks here. Especially if they, like, target Koko. Oh, we're so close to KOing. They knock us out with Body Press. I don't know if Dazzling Gleam KOs, but I think we might have to go for it. It should KO, right? It's Stab. T-Bolt to 29. They do have Protect. Okay, I was wondering if they had that. But that's why I wanted a Gleam, right? Okay, I think we're still good here then, because we have, Focus Sash. No way, though. Steel Roller? Oh my goodness. Oh, what a crazy set of games. But I'm glad Regieleki was really good for us today. It came out in every game. He just goes for knockoff, okay. Yeah, we have Sash, so that doesn't really make a difference. If it is AV, though, I think single target Dazzle KOs here. Yeah. Woof! Steel Roller was so sick, though. I just didn't know it had it. And it makes sense, right? It's a steel type attack as well, but I just, that's really interesting. I guess that makes sense. You get rid of the terrain through that, and then you mainly command damage through Body Presses. So, yeah. That was awesome, man. Okay. I do want to quickly calc, in this game, whether the crit mattered onto the Metagross. Because if it did matter, then I needed to change how I played. Because this was too good of a matchup to lose. So, let's quickly do that calc real quick. Okay. This is linked in the description below if you're curious, by the way. So, we had Glastrier into Metagross, assuming it's max HP. I think that's a fair assumption. Dynamaxed, we're at +3, max attack. Not crit, sorry. Dynamax. Ooh, that's not a guaranteed KO if they're max HP. So, that crit Oh wait, this isn't Brave. That should heavily put it in our favor. Yeah, 63% chance to one-shot though, so that game could have been probably better played on my end. I mean, like I said, I ran into that opponent while playing on the ladder earlier. I actually recognize his username. He's a super, super nice guy. He's been a big supporter, so yeah, we definitely got lucky with that crit there. And I think he played really well. And I kind of graded with the Sword Dancer one because I wanted to cover for the option of Porygon not going for Trick Room turn 1, but in retrospect, Ice Beam is going to KO there anyway, even through Light Screen because I had a download boost, so that turn 1 play never made sense on our end, and it would have been better to probably switch out the Landorus in that position. But I have to say, Regieleki was really, really good for us today. Like, I'm very happy about how it performed, and you can see how the screen sets up the rest of the team, but how it can also be a huge, huge damage dealer in the end. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Feel free to try out the team yourselves. Once again, there is a paste in the description below. I did add a question of the day down there, so let me know what your favorite Pokemon to use right now is, and I will catch you all next time. All right, peace.